Phillips looking to be the hero. Smith trying to get this to the 11th inning. Another 3-2. Lined out toward left center field. No one's gonna get there. The Wildcats walk-off winners. Dylan Phillips gets it done in 10 innings. Saw in game one. It's a liner, leaping grab, made it short by Nick Goodwin. A freshman all smiles after climbing the ladder to save a run for the Wildcats in the second. Turned into a walk that Wicks issued. Phillips drives it out toward right center field. A bat flip. See you later. And K-State regains the lead just like that. Line drive. Over the glove of Klein and into right field. K-State takes the lead on the RBI base hit with 2 outs from Thomas Hughes. K-State 1 pitch away. There it is! Big Country gets it done and slams the door on the Sooners. And for the first time since 2013, the Wildcats win a series against Oklahoma. Another strikeout for Wicks. Tying a career high with 8 through 4 innings of work. Lined out to right field for a base hit. Carinci waved around third. Squires with a good throw, but it gets away. 5-3 Wildcats, and now Little Jim with a mad dash. And K-State steals another run. Spanked down the third base line. McMaster motors around third. He'll score easily. And K-State leads 7-3. Back-to-back doubles from McMaster and now Ausmus. There's not much separating these two in a crucial Big 12 series for both. Separated by just a game down at the bottom of the Big 12 standings. Right now the difference in the game, a 2-out RBI base hit through the left side by Tanner Treadaway. Just moments ago, last half inning for the Sooners. Both Jake Bennett and Jordan Wicks, the starting pitchers in this afternoon's contest, have been tremendous. K-State will try and get one back now off of Bennett, who has allowed only 2 Wildcat hits for the first 4 innings. And the main threat was when K-State had Kokoska at third with 2 outs in the second. Did not get him home. Monster swing from Chris Ceballos starts off the home half of the 5th inning. Ceballos, Willman, and Little Jim. Hitters coming up for the Wildcats. And Ceballos has fallen behind 0-2 for a second straight at bat against Bennett. Ceballos wound up popping out to the right side of the infield in the second inning. Stayed off the breaking ball.
Bennett's done a nice job changing speeds. Got his changeup. The breaking pitch has been in and out, but the other 2 pitches have been excellent today.
Get over Bennett's head, it does. Ceballos does not run well, and Zaragoza can't make the bare hand play. So all hustle from Ceballos down the line. Typically a bopper, but he'll take that.
Pitch on the outside part, he rolled over, just got it over the pitcher's head, which is tough because Bennett's a big kid out there. Able to scratch out a base hit.
Yeah, 6'6". That probably does not happen to Jake Bennett very often at all. But now he'll deal with the leadoff base runner for a second straight inning. And the batter is Cameron Willman, a guy who does handle the bat pretty well for K-State. Ceballos, as I mentioned, not really a threat to steal. Willman 0 for 1 with a strikeout, but does sport a .303 average this year. He was playing some really good baseball before an injury took him out for a couple of weeks. Pulls the bunt back and a strike in there.
Good pitch to bunt right there. If you were going to put one down, that was a good one. They may now come up in the zone, which makes it maybe a little tougher. See what they do.
Sooners able to manufacture a run in the top half of this inning. K-State would very much like to do the same. Wellman swinging away this time, takes it high.
Did try to throw a fastball up. 1-1.
Wellman does not have a sacrifice this year. Graham still thinking about it over at third for the Sooners. And Willman with a swing and a miss. Now after Willman, both Little Jim and Burrows here down at the bottom of the K-State order. Fairly light hitting part of K-State's lineup, so would serve K-State very well if Willman can extend this inning without picking up an out.
It's the little things in a 1-0 ball game that make all the difference in the world. Can they get Ceballos over to second base?
Yeah, not a great start there as Willman is down on strikes, swinging for a second time in the game.
Tried to pull the ball way out in front on a pitch that's on the outside corner, tailing away from him. Big hole in between first base and second base, and that's where your mindset has to be. If you're going to make contact, you want to make contact to that direction.
So 1 out now as Bennett picks up his 6th K of the afternoon. For Bennett, that's most strikeouts that he has had in a game in Big 12 play. The most that he's had in a game since March 20th when he threw 6 scoreless innings against Houston and fanned 6 Cougars along the way. Caleb Little Jim with a huge rip. And he'll start behind. Little Jim 0 for 1 with a ground out to short on his ledger today. Two-way player that K-State used on the mound in a midweek start against Northern Colorado this week. That's really where Little Jim's seen a lot of action lately on the mound.
Good take on the changeup. Look for something on the outside half of the plate. Just serve it into right field in this situation or up the middle. It's a good take. Good take. Fastball on the inside part of the plate and off the plate. Have to make adjustments pitch to pitch. Hitters thinking what he's seen, what his tendencies have been.
Little Jim with a base hit to left. A great at bat there from Caleb Little Jim, who was hitting only 158 in Big 12 play before that.
Pitch out over the plate, able to pull it between second base and third base. Got 2 on now, just 1 out.
It'll be interesting to see now what Pete Hughes does with Little Jim at first, Ceballos at second, and the batter Blake Burrows, who has excellent speed, can handle the bat, but only 2 hits on the entire season and not somebody who has been in the lineup on a regular basis.
Well, he can drag bunt now, punch it right toward the second baseman and really put a lot of pressure on Oklahoma. He is a tiny zone. He's not a very big young man.
Well, that's what Mitchell and Bennett are talking about here at the moment how exactly to handle and approach this. You do not want to certainly put Blake Burrows on with the top of the order coming back up. Burrows did see some pitches, 7 in fact, in his first at bat before he eventually struck out. Now will square and takes it for a strike. This has the feel of a very big at bat here after the Sooners just took the lead, and now we look at Jake Bennett finishing his second trip through the order. It's the lightest bat in K-State's lineup here with 2 on, 1 out. Good job by Burrows to pull it back.
Kansas State's trying to put as much pressure as they can on the Sooners here. Get a good bunt. You got to get it by the pitcher on the left side, on the third base side, because the left-hander can pick it up, particularly with Ceballos. He doesn't run really well, and you got to force out at third base.
And suddenly Bennett really having trouble finding the strike zone against K-State's Blake Burrows. Wildcat dugout loves that. Burrows is somebody that Pete Hughes will rave about. Loves the work ethic of him. Says he is here a half an hour before he needs to be every single day, like clockwork when he looks out of his office. Plays a tremendous center field, runs extremely well. And just earned a huge walk to load the bases with 1 out and the top of the order coming back up.
Great job laying off of those pitches just outside of the zone and down. Did his job. Quality at bat. Had a good at bat the time before, even though he struck out with 7 pitches. So
now it's Cameron Usselton, the freshman who is an Oklahoma native. That'll get Skip Johnson up out of the Oklahoma dugout to come meet with his entire infield. And that'll be the end of the line for Jake Bennett. So Bennett not going to be able to get the Sooners out of the 5th. And the Cats threatening right now with the bases loaded and only 1 away. Oklahoma's Jake Bennett with a great start today for the Sooners, by far his best of the league season, but he will leave the bases loaded in the 5th inning. And Wyatt Olds, who has been Oklahoma's Friday night starter for much of the season, will come in out of the bullpen now. You can see the record 2-3 with a 7.05 ERA. He's made 8 starts this season, so all 8 of those appearances before this have been weekend starts. 37 innings, 29 earned runs, 48 strikeouts to just 13 walks for Olds so far this year. And he's been pretty feast or famine in his outings. 3 starts, he allowed 6+ earned runs, but in the other 5, he has an ERA of just 3.7. So much like his counterpart, Jake Bennett, who started the game today, it's been all about a couple of starts getting really out of hand and ballooning those numbers.
there's a couple of numbers that jump out at me. He's got 7 wild pitches. So with the bases loaded, that's big. He also has 10 hit by pitch. So he's hit 10 batters. Also with the bases loaded, that's a big number. He does throw a nice sinking fastball, so the double play is always a possibility. I'm sure that's something that the Sooners are looking for right here.
Good velocity. He was touching 93, 94 warming up. First pitch to Usselton. There for a strike. Well, this also makes the rest of the weekend interesting because Oklahoma had only announced 2 starters. Olds, typically one of them, was not one of the 2 mentioned. But this would mean you do not start him in the game on Sunday. We'll see what Oklahoma does. Calling a strike to Usselton.
Good take by Usselton. That slider was tough. Looked like it was going to be a strike and then broke out of the zone.
Well, you know that this at bat means a lot to Cameron Usselton. Moore, Oklahoma native, grew up just beyond the backyard, the campus of Oklahoma. Went to Westmore High School, top 15 prospect in the state. Winds up coming to Manhattan, and so far this year has been very productive, making now his 7th start already in conference play. Usselton 0 for 2 so far this afternoon. K-State needs a productive finish to the at-bat. Just stay alive.
94-mile-an-hour fastball. Probably just off the plate, but way too close to take with 2 strikes.
Line to the right side, pass to diving McKenna into right field. Ceballos scores. Here comes Little Jim, and K-State takes the lead. A 2 RBI base hit for the Oklahoma native Cameron Usselton, and the Wildcats lead for the first time.
Slider that stayed up just enough for Usselton in order to get it delivered to right field, just past the second baseman McKenna, and a big RBI, 2 RBI for the Wildcats, and great job by the freshman. Another really competitive at-bat by him, and still only 1 out, and Cameron Thompson up at the plate.
Now from a freshman to the most experienced bat in K-State's lineup and one of the most experienced players in K-State history, Cam Thompson. Still a run 90 feet away. And you brought up the wild pitches. That almost got away from Mitchell.
Mitchell did a good job snagging it. That had a little pizzazz on it.
Kick a field goal.
Still less than 2 outs here, so productive out for Thompson. Can get the 3rd run home. K-State definitely thinking big inning now with Olds on rocky footing after coming in for Jake Bennett.
Cam has to look for a pitch in a certain area. You don't want to try to pull an outside pitch right now and hit into a double play.
3 balls, no strikes.
Great job taking that slider.
There are no easy outs coming up for Wyatt Olds to deal with in the K-State lineup. Goodwin, Phillips, Kokoska, by far the best numbers anybody that K-State has are next in line. Got the strike over.
See if Kansas State starts Usselton at first base. Try to stay out of the double play.
Check on the runner over at first. Right on cue with Usselton diving back. And it's Burrows at third, who is lightning quick, so anything that rolls away from Mitchell is going to be a threat. If it is a slider that winds up in the dirt. Thompson trying to go the opposite way.
Had an awfully good pitch to hit right there. Trying to get a fly ball, if nothing else.
After 4 shutout innings, it has been an eventful 5th, with Oklahoma picking up a 2 RBI base hit in the top of the inning, and now K-State at 2 RBI base hit from Cameron Usselton.
No ground.
payoff pitch. Do it again.
Fastball inside that time. Cam got jammed, fouled it off.
Now the runs right now that have already scored this inning will go on the ledger of Jake Bennett. He's also responsible for Burrows at third. And Thompson frozen for out number 2.
Slider started outside, broke across the middle of the plate. Right there.
It's been the bugaboo for Thompson, strikeouts this year. He does lead the team now with 41 on the season. Plenty of power in that bat, but also strikeout candidate, and that's a monster out for Wyatt Olds. Now starts off Nick Goodwin with a strike, and Goodwin 0 for 2 this afternoon. Olds was really groomed to take over the Friday night starters role this year from 3 dynamic weekend starters the Sooners had last year. I'm sure that coming out of the bullpen in this situation is not what he had in mind, but that's the way that the year has gone. And Goodwin trying to coax a 2-out hit off of Olds here at the moment.
Kept the ball away from Goodwin here his first 2 times up.
Squeaks in a strike, 1-2.
Got to compete here with 2 strikes. Put the ball in play.
Nick Goodwin, the first recruit that Pete Hughes said he and his staff really identified and targeted when they got on campus. Didn't have to go far, just a couple of hours away in Overland Park at St. Thomas Aquinas. He fought off a 95-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yes, good job. Tough pitch down in the zone.
This is another one of those players, mentioned it earlier today, not having much of a freshman season. Goodwin didn't have much of a senior high school season. Now hitting in the middle of a Big 12 lineup. The ball bounced foul.
Great job not giving up on the slider. Pitch was coming back into the zone. Was able to foul it off.
It's just been a lot on Goodwin's plate. He's moved around in K-State's infield as well. After the Wilman injury, he took over shortstop, has not relinquished that.
The decades go way too quickly.
Ball popped up, it will head out of play. Just one quick look given to it by Mitchell.
That slider was up in the zone, or the fastball, I should say, was up on the zone. Just missed it.
Goodwin twice in the game so far has grounded out to third. Needs a base hit to bring in a 3rd run for K-State. A late break. Hustleton will take second. K-State has been known to do that, to try to get that throw to head down to second and then score the run from third with 2 outs. Oklahoma does not bite. They'll give up the base.
Good take by Goodwin. Base hit now, scores 2 runs, probably, for the Wildcats.
Big 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The slider gets Goodwin, but not before K-State scores twice in the 5th inning on the 2 RBI base hit from Oklahoma native Cameron Hustleton.